Thank you for your time. We're gonna pick up where we left off last night, which is here, and I'm not really even sure what to do. I went in here and there's like some locked rooms, and then there's like a dead end. So I guess I could go back to town and stay at the inn and then try again, but maybe I could go farther. No, I can't. I don't know. This seems like this is the end of the game or something, you know? I don't know. I mean, like, or maybe not, you know? Maybe there are areas I can go. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just don't really know what to think. Um, I haven't played a whole lot of RPGs on NES. Most of the RPGs that I played from Nintendo were on the SNES. Um, I don't know. I probably played more SNES than NES. I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So I did the stuff in this town that I thought sounded like what I could do. Changed my jobs and stuff, changed my gear. Basically, I've kind of tried to create or to use the jobs that utilized the best gear that I had. So that's pretty much what's going on there. For two of my guys. So the white mage and the black mage have just basically been in the party since the beginning, and they haven't really been much of anything else. If anything, I think the black mage was maybe something else for like a cup of coffee. But the white mage has been nothing but the white mage since actually, it might have started the game technically as a red mage, but I mean, I immediately changed that one into a white mage. Um, so their names were Red, Black, Thief, and Other R. I couldn't quite figure out what was going on at the beginning when you're naming your characters and stuff. I couldn't figure out what the deal was there. I didn't understand how the game worked. So I just named them what, like, basically. Well, I guess Thief wasn't a thief, but I guess I had intended on making a thief because I usually have a thief in my party in the Final Fantasy games. But I'm realizing that the older Final Fantasy games just don't really utilize that skill set, you know, like the traditional Final Fantasy skill set of a thief, which is like to steal shit, you know, being fast, stealing stuff, agility, um, basically speed and the ability to steal from other enemies. But in this game, that doesn't seem to be how this guy works. This guy is more like a assault character. He's really strong. Well, the gear he has makes him really good. So that's why I went with that. Okay, so we have a canoe. That's interesting. So, interesting. The guy on top, again, gear based. Um, I just got a claw weapon, and I had another claw weapon that I got pretty far into the game. And last time I tried building that job, it just went nowhere, you know. Um, so I abandoned that. But when I got the other claw weapon, I was like, okay, let's do this. So now I got two claw weapons. Let's make that job again, and let's see how it goes. Now, I don't have any armor for him, so I was like, well, we'll see how it goes. But he hits... Well, maybe I do have armor for him now. I don't know. Let's take a look after the fight. But, he hits really hard, so I was like, well, you got a job, dude. Anybody who hits as hard as he does compared to the rest of the team, that person they can have a job here. That's for sure. Like even the thief who does really, really well, like he wasn't hitting the 600 and shit like that. Yeah, he doesn't have any armor. Maybe I should look into that. Oh wow. Okay, so hmm. Well, I think there's a Revivify in here. So this was one of the islands. Whoa. Okay. And that build up, I only pressed it once, but I don't know, maybe you can get him to hit even stronger. It sounds like a gimmick that's probably not that good, but who knows, man? Who knows? I guess if I was gonna steal, that would be the monster to do it from, this huge ass dragon, right? Let's just try that. I've not successfully stolen an item yet this whole game. I tried 2 or 3 times, maybe 4. I got no luck, so I just stopped doing it. I was like, well, it wasn't much of a game mechanic in my experience in 4 or 5, so the odds of it being a big game mechanic in 3, I guess I kind of figured would be, you know, not the best odds. You know, I've been in here already. Well, okay, yeah, I have been in here, but I don't know where you go now, right? You know what? Let's not go in here. Let's go try and explore elsewhere and then come back here if we have to. And I never figured out what that capacity is. All right. Oh, wow. This whole game I've been trying to find a job that would allow me to use white magic, but then at the same time have, at least some semblance of attack ability. Like, more like a more tanky player, I guess. Not necessarily, it wouldn't have to be offensive, it could be defensive, but just a healing thing that I guess ideally, um, even like I don't know what I'm looking for here. Or I guess maybe something other than arrow that could be used as attack. I mean, obviously it's not going to be the focal point, but at least something. Um, let's just get this over with. Um, I guess who knows? Maybe they'll earn a stronger wind spell or something. That's possible. And I still don't know how to determine who's on the screen. Like I don't know how that works. I don't feel like I've been here before in this room. Have I? Or holy. Maybe he'll learn holy. I mean, it looks like there's a whole bunch of room left for more higher level spells. I mean, maybe there's that room and it's just never going to be filled. I don't know what to think. I feel like either I'm almost on, right at the door of being done with the game, like I've almost beat it here, or there's a whole shitload of stuff left that I have no idea about. It's like it seems like it's one of those two. There's no middle ground with this. Why do I feel like I haven't been here before? I mean, maybe I haven't, but I don't know. Why do I feel like these things are the worst? What? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've been here before. I knew it. Damn it. Did I go the other way though? Let's go the other way first. Well, this will just warp me out, right? But I don't want to warp out. I mean, I kind of do, but at the same time, I feel like, did I explore that other path over there? And the answer is almost certainly, probably. Seriously? Dude, that is the default attack for him, is to go to that back. Give me a break. To forfeit me my magic attack? And possibly cost me the spell on top of it. That was garbage. Yeah, did I go up or over there is the question. I kind of feel like I almost certainly would have the first time I came through here. But plus, I guess, I haven't noticed any, like, hidden walls in this one. The other one, there were some. I got them on the first time through. I guess I didn't see any new ones the second time through. Okay. There's literally just a dead end here. Uh-oh, this is bad. I'll be right back. I just had to take care of something real quick in the other room. We had a meeting after work, and they did supply us with something to eat, but um, it's just not the kind of stuff I normally would make part of my meal plan. And I just don't know, like, I don't know, it just wasn't very nutritious, and honestly, it didn't taste all that good. And so I know it's not healthy to do this, but a lot of times I won't really eat during the day. I mean, I guess sometimes I'll get up and make like an egg sandwich for breakfast, but I haven't done that in a while, which is probably be good because I don't need to be eating, an egg every single day of my life. Anyway, um, let's see here. Uh, so I don't know. Sometimes I do have, or in the past I've made like a bowl of oatmeal or something. But typically I don't really eat much as far as breakfast. I have a cup of coffee, maybe 2 cups of coffee when I get up, and then throughout the day I really don't eat much. Uh, Rarely will I stop at like a grocery store or I mean, I have to feel like, man, I'm starving Marvin, and then I'll go to the grocery store. Maybe I'll get something fresh, right? Some carrots or some raspberries or blueberries or some sort of like berry usually. But every now and again, I will fall prey to temptation and buy some hot garbage, as I would refer to it, as like some French fries or something. Every now and again, I'll get like some ice cream. I know that's not really a meal, but it kind of holds me over, gives me something in my stomach. Um, but then at night, I typically prepare meals in advance, so I'll make something and then I'll just reheat it for dinner for like, 4 or 5 days, whatever, however long, 6 days, however long it lasts, right? Um, but anyway, that I like to believe that the stuff that I make is, mostly healthy. And not always, but, for the most part, it's, you know, good quality fare. Um, I mean, I'm not like a chef or anything, but, like I'll cook like a roast. I've got a good recipe for a good spaghetti sauce. Um, I make most stuff from scratch, so um, I know what's in it, you know? But anyway, um, I figured since I already ate something that wasn't really all that great for me, I may as well just roll with it. And I'm just gonna cook a little bit of pizza here because I am still kind of hungry. So I get home and I make a large portion, right? I reheat whatever portion I'm gonna eat that day. It's usually a pretty large portion. Um, and I just eat and I'm like full and uh, I feel like I've nourished my body and my mind and sometimes I'll have like fruit for a snack as the night wears on or the evening wears on, or maybe like some nuts, walnuts, peanuts, cashews, stuff like that. Or every now and again, I'll have something like the other day. I was making some sweet rolls. I never tried that before, but those were pretty good. Sure, not the most healthy, but you know, it's holiday season. I can treat myself to something not all that healthy every now and again. It's just so expensive, man. Food has become so incredibly high. I was at Walmart the other day and I saw a carton of eggs, and I don't think that they were like some kind of like crazy or like you know, high-end eggs or anything. You know, like I don't think that they were anything special. They wanted $6. $6 freaking, dude, for a carton of eggs. I was like, you know, usually for the like, I don't know how long this has been going on now, but oh, I don't know. Probably at close to a year. I've been blessed with the opportunity to get eggs from a local farmer around here. So, like, I just assume they're pretty fresh. Um, so it's been a while that, I mean, since I bought eggs at a store, but I don't remember. I mean, I guess I remember a long time. It was probably 20 years ago, honestly, now that I think about it. I mean, I really don't know how long it was, but it doesn't feel like it was that long ago that you could buy a dozen eggs for like $1. You can get like half a dozen eggs for like maybe it was like I was gonna say half a dozen for 50 cents, but that seems awfully low. Maybe it was $2 for a dozen, or you could get a half a dozen for like $1. That sounds more. That probably wasn't 20 years ago either. That was probably just like a you know, in the last 5 years, honestly. Eggs have never been very expensive, but like everything's so freaking crazy, dude. It's just you know, and for me, it's been a real challenge because I changed jobs, and I mean, it's got to be about half of what I was making. So it's like things cost twice what they did or more, and now I'm, you know, maybe barely making half what I was, and it's like it's been it's been a struggle. Let's put it that way. It's been a struggle. There have been some things that have been good that have come out of it, though. Um, I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but I did notice something the other day. Maybe it was those sweet rolls. Those were pretty good. But little things here and there that I'll notice that I will, because I was restricted financially, I will try something that I maybe otherwise wouldn't have tried, like maybe a recipe or whatever it might be. And, you know, and it turned out to be really good, and I just kind of added it to my normal thing. But, um, man, food is crazy expensive right now. It's just so bad. In a long time, you know, I worked in bars, restaurants, hotels. So for, you know, a good chunk of my adult life, you know, I kind of had access to food at work, you know, either we got free food or it was like highly discounted. So, you know, like I said, I eat a lot during the day. Probably I would eat at work or eat after work. So I never really did a whole lot of like, I never cooked that much for myself in the past. Um, I would order out, or like I said, a lot of places I worked would have either free food or discounted food. Like hotels, man. If you're working at a convention center, it doesn't really matter what department you work in. If it's a big enough facility, and the ownership group is a decent company to work for, they'll hook you up with like really good food. Like they'll have, so like they have banquets, right? Because it's a convention hall, right? And the food, they always have to have more than they're going to need because they don't want to run out, right? Like that would be like the worst thing ever. So they always make more than they need. They try to keep it pretty close, but they always have more than they need. And that food would typically go to waste um, under normal circumstances. But if, like I say, if the company that you're working for is a decent company to work for, and the executive chef isn't just a total douchebag and or like the general manager of the place, they're basically just gonna tell staff, hey, the banquet is over, help yourselves. And a lot of those places have pretty good food. I'm not saying every place does. I really only worked at three of them. Uh, but they were all three pretty decent hotels. So, I mean, if you're like, just barely getting by in life, you're in your early 20s and you don't know what you want to do with your life, but you obviously got to pay bills and you don't know what to do, and you have the ability to go to work for a convention center, like a bigger, nicer hotel. I would totally recommend that. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities in a place like that, especially if you enjoy the company and enjoy the people that you work with. A lot of those places have a long learning curve, and they prefer to promote from within. So if you, for example, you know, you don't have any experience really working in hotels, there's a lot of departments. There's departments that deal with accounting or customer service at a front desk location or customer service in a bar or customer service in a restaurant or customer service in a banquet hall environment, which is like a huge restaurant kind of environment, but it's different. Um, then there's always like housekeeping stuff like that. Never really appealed to me. I was more like dealing with people and usually something having to do with food and beverage. But I know a lot of people at the one place that I worked at. They worked there for many, many, many years. And if it's a good company to work for, um, you get annual raises and over a long period of time, especially if you want to, make a career out of the company and you want to move up within the management structure of the company. I mean, you can leave, you can go work in other cities, you can work in other states. A lot of those places offer a lot. And you don't need to have a 4-year degree just to get your foot in the door. If you're looking at something like running the hotel, it probably would be a pretty good idea to have some sort of business administration in your back pocket. But a lot of times those places, like if you get on with a decent corporate end, like a lot of times hotels they're franchises, right? But then they're owned by like an ownership group, like say ownership group ABC Hotel Management, right? Well, they own properties that are franchises, like say for example the Radisson Hotel franchise, or a Best Western Hotel franchise, or Marriott Hotel franchise. It doesn't really matter who it is, but there's a lot of hotel franchises that are owned by ownership groups who own, one, two, or three. Sometimes they own a dozen. Sometimes they own hundreds of properties. But if the key really is not so much which corporate company you work for, because they're all very similar. Some are going to have more strict rules with certain things. Um, like, for example, Best Western. I worked for two different Best Westerns. Their emphasis is customer service, period, end of story. Like, that is it. That is their number one thing. Uh, there are other hotels that do some things better, but as a general rule, Best Western dominates when it comes to customer service. They have great customer service. So, like, their rules for things pertaining to customer service are going to be more stringent than, say, another hotel chain that might care about how a napkin is folded, right? There's all sorts of weird little corporate things, but that's not the most important thing. You can figure that out later. What's most important is finding an ownership group that's a good company to work for, because those are the people that take care of your PTO, your medical, your dental, all your benefits, your 401k. It's the ownership group that's going to take care of that. But the franchise offers, sometimes they'll even offer like tuition reimbursement and stuff like that. So if you can kind of combine a good ownership group with a good corporate environment, because usually those corporate places, I mean, it says Radisson on the side of the building, but the corporate people don't come in there because it's not a corporately owned building. You probably don't ever want to work for a corporately owned building. It doesn't matter what the industry is. You'd much rather have to work for a privately owned franchise than an actual corporate store, because corporate stores, it doesn't, like I say, it doesn't really matter what you're in. Like, then you have to deal with all the corporate rules and crap like that, and corporate rules suck. I've never ever encountered a corporate situation where their rules didn't suck. So there's that. Uh, anyway, sorry to ramble on here. I'm gonna pause this for a minute, and then I will pick up after I eat this pizza. So anyway, if you're broke and you can't afford to pay your to feed yourself, and you don't mind working with people, I would recommend the hotel industry. Not like a small little hotel, like some kind of like Motel 6 or something like that. I'm talking about like a larger convention center, like 300 plus room type place. The food that they serve there at those places is usually pretty decent because a lot of the people that they cater to are like businessmen, lawyers, doctors, politicians. These are the people that have events at their hotels, you know. Dentists, lobbyists. It's not going to be Burger King and McDonald's, let's put it like that. It's not like I work for one of those places. I haven't worked for a hotel since 2016. But I would really recommend it for anybody who doesn't hate the environment and is, you know, in their early 20s, mid 20s, doesn't know what the hell they want to do with their life. There's worse places to pass your time, and you'll probably meet some people that become an important part of your life because when you have that many people working at a place, plus there's turnover like anywhere, so you'll odds are you'd meet some people that become important in your life in one way, shape, or form. And who knows, maybe you like it, make a career out of it. I was planning on actually making a career out of it until things in my personal life changed and I decided I would move away to a different place with my wife at the time. And I've just never really got back into it since then. Um, Pretty much after the move and everything that came with that, I ended up moving back where I came from and went to work installing satellites, which is a totally different world than I ever worked in before. Well, kind of. I'm still working with people, but I hadn't done that much field work. Like, crap. I forgot he was poisoned. He's probably gonna die now. Well, there's a Revivify right outside the door. We'll be alright. You know, there was this restaurant inside the hotel I worked at for the longest window of time. And, well, there was a hotel and a bar. Or not a hotel. A restaurant and a bar. Um, but the restaurant, I think, closed at like 10:30. And so the bar would then be open for a few hours after the restaurant closed. But when the restaurant was closed and there was nobody in there, it was just such a peaceful place. Because I knew the chaos that went on in that room, or, you know, it was more than one room, but one main room and then a couple side rooms and stuff. But, like, I knew the chaos that went on in that room over the years. And so it was kind of, see, now this is how they should all be, right? They got the idea right here, all the way back in Final Fantasy 3. Now the next step would be to make it just one pool, you know? And then the next step after that is to make it the one pool with a save point. There you go, problem solved. You don't need all that busy work. Okay. I don't see anything here that I can do. Suppose I should save it. I did kind of gain some stuff while I was in there. I just don't know what to do or where to go. Okay, so I can't take the waterfall in the canoe. A mermaid. Okay. They look like they're wearing pasties. Oh, he's still poisoned. Really? He died and came back and he still retains the poison? What kind of garbage is that? Okay, what's up here now? Anything at all? So why is that forest separated, huh? What's up with that? Ow. I know it's probably pretty slim odds here, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, okay. I guess I could stay mini. I don't like it. I think it's risky. I think there's little chance that there's any reason to think anything good will come of this. Yeah, alright. That's not good. Ow. Wow, dude. I guess I haven't even tried flying my airship. They said it was anchored, so I just assumed that they were telling the truth. But I guess it's possible they were lying. Can't steal. I have not had a single successful steal attempt. I have probably attempted at least a half a dozen attempts on various monsters. Never once have I had a successful steal. So what is this now? So you can land the airship here? Wait, no, I don't think that counts as water. Yeah, dude, there's all these other levels of spell. I feel like I'm like halfway done with the game based on that. But based on like I don't know, maybe there's a time warp or something. That's always a thing, right? And, well, maybe not always, but some sort of catastrophic event. I thought that's what the flood was, but maybe I guess I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think. Ah, holy cow, 1,000? Ice 3 does 1,000 damage to that guy? No, I don't see anything here. Can't steal. That would have been so cool if I killed him. Ouch. That sucks. Alright. I wouldn't mind having a life spell. I'll tell you that. Crap. Wrong guy. Found what? What is this? Okay. I'd like to get him some armor. I wonder if there's still armor for him back at the town. Where is the town? It looks kind of like Texas. Wait, we're gonna be going to town anyway, right? You know, that's one thing I gotta be... If I'm not in a dungeon, just use the strong shit, get it out of the way. When I know there's an inn, you know, within close proximity, just use it, right? You know, it's funny, I got that ice tree a long time ago, man. I don't remember where, but I got it a long ass time ago, and I have not even seen anything resembling another spell of its caliber. Oh, you weren't lying. I'm anchored. Does it not fly? I guess not. Um, oh, okay, that's how you do it. I did not know that. Oh yeah, that's way better. But yeah, we're gonna check for armor bearer back at the town. I was really hoping that would finish him off. Wait a minute, where's the town at? There it is. Alright, is there armor for this guy? Black belt, okay. Oh, and chakra, okay, so there we go. Or did I buy 2 of those black belts accidentally? Oh boy. Holy cow. Alright, well, okay. So that's pretty painfully obvious then. When you look at this gear, I didn't buy the Viking stuff, so I guess I don't know about that. But the dark suit and the black belt and the dark hood and chakra are just like crazy good. Plus, there's the thief. I'm not sure about Viking. Um, I'd have to give up one of my other characters. I don't think I want to do that. I'd have to give up one of my mages, and I think that unwise. So, to the south, it looks like that is just a... How do I get over to the other island, you know? I gotta free my boat. How do I free my boat? The guy to the south, I think. That's what they said, right? The guy to the south. But there was nothing that I could find in here. It was just... So I have the... It's gotta be something in here that I just haven't found. Because I do have the item to get across that swamp, which is a thing that I can't... Well, I never tried getting across it without the floating shoes or whatever they're called. But I don't think that's gonna work out. So I opened those rooms with magic keys and I got nothing out of it. There's nothing in any of those rooms that I could discern. And the only thing I could find was on the other side of this room, there's a whole bunch of chests. One of them had that weapon for him, for Red. Um, Red had the dragon claw. That's another reason, like, the names of these weapons are, like, end-game names from other games, which indicates to me that, you know, we're kind of at the end here. But, you know, I haven't found... And I don't have anybody in the party that would give me any hints. I mean, it's not that big of a room. I can go through and check every panel, but I don't know. I just don't know what to think. They say this is the guy. He's the one who tethered my boat. That's really the only hint I have to go on, honestly. That I could find. I guess maybe I didn't talk to everybody, or maybe I forgot something that someone said. I always thought it was strange. There were some status elements that would carry over from battle to battle, and then others just disappear. You know, it's like, how did you figure out which ones were just going to disappear? I just don't know what to do. I've been in every one of those rooms down there. There's only four of them. I had four magic keys. I don't think I had to use a fifth magic key to get in this room, but I don't know where else to get any more magic keys. I mean, it's possible I might be able to go back to that island from where I came from originally. That's definitely a possibility. But not right now, because I don't have access to my ship. I don't know, boys. I just don't know. Okay, dude. I do have a save from before I used any of those magic keys, but I don't know what difference that would make. At least I think I do. Maybe I saved over it. I might have. I did not check every tile. I wonder if there's a secret in each and every one of those rooms that I missed. I can't imagine that's the case, but... I'm out of magic keys. Boy, that was a good fortune. Unless if that... Well, no, if I'd have walked out, it would have locked again. I don't know. Well, maybe it wouldn't have. I guess... I don't know if the rules change when you used your last magic key or not. I don't know. Okay. I didn't even see the thing that would indicate there was a passage there. There's usually something that would indicate. I don't know, man. Okay. I guess I figured it out. More like stumbled ass backwards into it. That would be more accurate, actually. He does not look... Well, I don't know what to expect here. Hopefully he doesn't absorb ice or some bullshit like that. Not absorbing it, but definitely doesn't seem to be bothered much by it. Wait, didn't they say something about him being immune to magic or some shit like that? Maybe not immune, but like... Ow. Ooh. Damn you. Okay, I have my boat back, but he either destroyed that shit or like pulled some shenanigans and like made it invisible or warped it away. You never know. But this is a JRPG, so there's a really good chance that he did actually destroy it. Well, I was pretty fortunate, I got to admit, because I used my final magic key to get in there. And I didn't even see the I didn't even see the secret passageway. I didn't see it. I literally did not see. I mean, when I after I went inside, I could tell. Oh, there was um, a little bit of a tell there on that particular tile that I didn't notice immediately. But when I went through the wall, then I looked closer and I saw that it was there. Now, I was checking the wall, like I was pressing. Whoa, dang! I was pressing the interact button, the A button, on that tile, pressing over to the wall to check the wall if there was a switch maybe or something. And I just kind of like, obviously because there was a hidden passageway, I just moved into the wall. But I did not see it. I was just checking everywhere. And it was my last key, so I don't know what I would have done had I not noticed that. The door would have, I assume, would have just locked behind me, and then I wouldn't have known what to do. But if that's the case, there would have to be somewhere in that town or somewhere nearby where you can get more magic keys. Otherwise, how the hell are you supposed to freaking, you know what I mean? Yeah, now it's locked again. So, I don't know what I would have done. I kind of want to try something real quick here. Maybe that key that I touched would give me, maybe it's in my inventory here. It'll be on the bottom, I guess, right? No, it's not there. So I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. I'd like to go check those other rooms and look more closely. See if maybe I missed an entrance to somewhere. Man, my freaking gas bill is going to be outrageous this month. It's been so cold here. So cold. The highs this whole week are in the negatives. So anyway, this place that I am staying here, I rent this place, but it doesn't have... I don't want to complain too much about my place. I'm thankful to have what I have. But the insulation is not very well insulated, which is not usually that big of a deal. It's typically a bigger deal in the summer than it is in the winter because it gets really hot in here. And even if I put the AC on, it just gets so hot sometimes. It just gets difficult to cool the place off just because of the insulation isn't that great. So there's that. But when it's really cold like this, like it's below zero temperature, then the furnace has to work extra hard to keep the place, you know, livable. I might still have that saved there. It doesn't really matter now. Haha, I can fly now. Whee! Flying. I wonder, can I find the island where I came from? Wait, what is this? How do we get in there? What is this? Can it be a chocobo stable? Can I be that lucky? No chocobo stable. Alright, let's try mini. I mean, this little tiny forest just begs that there's something here. No! That's the worst. Ah, well, it was worth it. It was worth the chance. I say that now. I don't know what's going to happen down the road. Maybe it wasn't worth it. What? I can't go there? What is that? Oh, you know what? I bet I can't. Really? What are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. You think that's a robe, huh? It's not a robe. I'm sorry to disappoint you, buddy. That's not what you think. It's not what you think. It's just my hoodie. You can't climb into it. I'm sorry, Dreamy. Yeah. You can poke all you want, and you're not going to find an opening. Yeah. I know it's not as cozy warm as you might like it. Yeah. I'm sorry, buddy. When my cat was a little tiny kitten, he was like very, very small. And if I was sitting, so a lot of times in the wintertime, not right now, I'm wearing a hoodie right now, but a lot of times in the wintertime I would wear like uh, sweatpants and like a t-shirt and then just like a bathrobe over it because it was nice and cozy warm. And when I had this little guy, when he was a kitten, he would climb up on me and then just like burrow his way into my robe and just kind of like find himself a little nest in there and then just like get all cozy warm, and he just loved that. That was one of his favorite things. Well, he's never forgotten about that, and he still thinks he's little and tiny like a little kitten. I don't think he realizes how much bigger he is than he was. He just remembers being able to tunnel into my robe, and it was like a great place for him. Well, now, one, he's pretty big, but two, I'm not wearing a robe. I'm just wearing a hoodie, a pullover hoodie. So he's in there pawing away at my chest, trying to find the seam in the robe, as it were, and there's just none there. So now he's kind of like realized that and he's given up, I think. But wait, what was I gonna do here? Save? Yes, I wish I did, because I was gonna see what happened when I try to fly this in here. Oh, okay. So you don't get the ship blown up when you try to fly in there. You just aren't allowed. You shall not pass. Okay. Well, there's got to be some place I can go with this. I just unlocked it. This is the only hint I have. This freaking airship. Chocobo Forest. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Where are those carrots? I picked up some carrots. There we go. I'm glad they did away with this mechanic and just simply gave us a larger inventory. I think that's much better. I never did make that archer that I was thinking about. Well, we'll come back here later. Now that we know where we can find a fat chocobo. Okay, well I can't go in there yet. I feel like maybe I should go try and find the island and go talk to Sid. Maybe he can upgrade the ship farther and I can fly over mountains. Probably just wishful thinking, right? But hey. gotta try everything I can think of. Okay. Pac-Man. There's gotta be something in here. Maybe I should try Mini in here? Alright, we'll try that. Of course. Wait, didn't this guy get dominated by Ice 3? Okay, I found BR Arm. Bomb R Arm. Which I don't know what that is. Bomb Right Arm. Found potion? Maybe there's no more minis. I doubt it, but maybe. I can't believe there's nothing there other than Pac-Man. It just doesn't seem right. Okay, I don't see anything else on this island here. At least up north, anyway. I don't know if I explored all the way to the south or not. Yeah, I don't think I did to the south all the way. Okay, I mean, you'd think the mini forest would be something. Oh, there is, okay. Alright. Well, now I know 2 chocobo forests. I wish I would have found that the first time. That would have been more useful. Alright, let's go over here again. And really inspect this as best I can. Which I don't think I have much that I can do here. I think it's something I don't have access to yet. Yeah, right there, like I can't get there. Can't do it. Not yet. Probably I'll get an airship that will eventually go over mountains. That's my guess. Alright, well, let's take a look at the map. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff off in the distance. Okay, here we go. What's this now? Dastar? The wind there blows back everything. Gaia gear? Feather hat? Rune. I think probably we should buy the... Wait, well, who can we equip this? None of my guys. Geomancer, I'm guessing, and then Bard. We'll go ahead and buy these. Wow, he hasn't had an upgrade for a while. Gilman? I don't even know what that is. Gaiaman? Must be a Geomancer thing. Maybe I should look into Geomancer. Medora. So the thing is that I lose all my black magic. And I don't have any Geomancer spells. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks. Earth Drum. Must be a Geomancer weapon. Or I guess a Bard maybe, but probably Geomancer. I'm starting to think that maybe I might turn my Black Mage into a Geomancer. But I'm gonna need a little bit more convincing that that would be the right thing. Okay, so 2 Earth Drums. Gotta figure that's the Geomancer thing. I don't know, maybe black magic just simply fades. And there's nothing stronger than level 3 elemental within the black magic arena. I don't know. Maybe there's better stuff from other jobs. That totally could be a thing. But I don't have any magic from other things at this point, so I don't really see a whole lot of options. I think I checked all the grass. I guess I didn't check all the flowers. I don't know if I ever found stuff in flowers or not. No. Nope. Okay. Well, let's see what they have at the inn other than a place to get some Z's. I think I'm alright. I didn't even see the cost. It seems like it was 3 digits though. Maybe kind of spendy. I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of concerned about staying at inns. You know, it's pretty. We're in a pretty advanced stage of this game now. It feels like anyway, and we haven't had somebody try to rob us at the inn yet. Which it's after 10. I was pretty sleepy this morning when I got up. I didn't want to get out of bed. I was tired. Maybe I should just crash out here pretty soon and try to get a solid 9+ hours tonight. Maybe I won't feel so tired tomorrow. Probably I will though, because I ate garbage today. I think it's so silly. Oh wow. Dude. Like, how big is this freaking world? Can I go back to the original world where I was on? I'm still hungry. I suppose it's partly because of how cold it is. My body's like, hey dude, it's like freaking 20 below zero out there now, so maybe you should be eating some food. It was cold, man. Like, I'm gonna go check and see exactly what temperature it says, but it has been cold. The high temperature today, I think, was like 10 below zero. It's 12 below out there right now. It hasn't really cooled off since the sun went down. It's just freaking cold. Cold. I guess I could make a pancake. Probably not the most healthy thing in the world. But honestly, I probably could use the carbs just because it's been so cold. My body probably needs that shit. Just to keep my temperature up. It's freaking cold, man. I mean, it usually gets cold around this time of year, but I don't know. I guess you know, it is Christmas here in a couple of days. It is this time of the year. That's usually when it starts to get really cold around here, is right around Christmas. If you can get past Christmas without it getting really cold outside, then you're winning the war, that's for sure. But yeah, right around Christmas, it gets really cold around here. Typically. Sometimes it gets cold earlier than that. Sometimes it's a little bit later than that. But right around Christmas is about normal. We got a pretty good helping of snow. Like, when I say a good helping, I mean like record-breaking snowfall in one storm that we had, and I think it was like the middle of November. So up until that storm hit, it was seasonably average, maybe even seasonably mild temperatures here. But whenever that snow cover hit, we got like almost 2 feet of snow. Some places did get 2 feet of snow in a 24-hour period. I mean, it was record-breaking snow here. And um, like pretty much when that happened, it brought the cold because honestly, there's not much difference. There really is no difference between where the angle of the sun is at in November versus where the angle of the sun is at in February. But in November, it might get cold here, but it's usually not that bad, you know? It's just not that bad. You can see highs in the 40s and 50s in November around here. So it's not that bad at all. I'm not saying it's going to be averaging that over the month, but you can definitely see highs in the 40s and 50s. That's not uncommon at all. But you'll never see highs like in the 40s and 50s. I shouldn't say never, but rarely will you see highs in the 40s and 50s in February. Around here, February is the coldest month. And the primary reason for that is just simply the snow cover reflects the sunlight and the warmth back up off the ground. Whereas a lot of times, if we haven't got any snow here, or very little snow, by November, then that'll keep the temperatures up because there's all of that dark vegetation and earth to keep that warm up during the day when the sun is baking down on it. And then that cycle just keeps it warmer here. But then in February, by then there's usually a pretty decent snow cover, even on even if there's light snow here, there's still snow cover. And that snow cover then reflects that sun back and it never really warms up. That's the primary reason why February is so much colder here than November, because the angle of the sun is pretty much the same. The length of the days are pretty much the same. It's just that snow cover. Well, we got snow cover early in November this year. Early mid-November. Like I said, like 2 feet of snow. So that just sealed all that shit off really early. And it's been pretty cold since then. I mean, it's not been sub-zero every day, but winter came early and the cold came early, and the only thing we can really hope for is an early spring, if we get lucky. I can't say the odds of that are all that hot though. With this kind of snow cover, with that depth of snow, I see a long winter this year. A long, miserable, cold-ass winter. But you know what? It's been really dry here the last few years. Last summer wasn't so bad, but the previous couple had been just scorchers, man. Just bone dry. So and we got a huge snowstorm in April last year. It was a late snowstorm. It was, I don't know if I'd say record breaking, but it was pretty close to a record breaking. So if you go back since April, like we've had these 3 snowstorms now that were, well, 2 of them were like crazy. This last one was like not that bad. Maybe we got like maybe, I think it was under a foot over a few days. But with all the existing snow that we had, it did kind of shut things down for a little while there. The city, I mean, the main city around here, there's like kind of a metro area here. It's not a really huge metro area, but there's a metro area here, and the one main city is like just, they've still not got caught up from that big 2-footer we had in November. All the snow removal. A lot of the residential areas still have not been fully cleared. Like, there's this one road I drive on fairly regularly, and there's this car that's been parked outside this house, just down the street, you know, like normal. But it has not been moved since that snowstorm. It's just totally encased in this huge shell of snow. Now, normally that shit would get towed. The city would put a sticker on your car, and it would say, hey, you have until this day to move your piece of shit off the road. This is not a parking lot. It's the street. And then they'd be, you know, they could move the car, or they could leave it, but if they left it, the city would tow it. But I haven't seen anything like, you know, because throughout the course of my work week, I drive around town a little bit, and I just see a lot of these vehicles have not been moved, and I don't think the city is enforcing a lot of their own laws, and I think part of that is that they just simply don't have the manpower, they don't have the resources to go around town and start moving these cars out of the way. They don't even have the manpower and the resources, the way it appears anyway, to simply clear all the snow off all those roads. They're still going out there in crews, removing snow from areas and dumping it who knows where. We got 2 feet of snow on the north end of the one main town. They got 2 feet of snow up there in 24 hours. Where I live on this kind of out. Well, actually, I don't even live in that town. I guess you can call it a suburb, but a smaller town south of there. We got like 17 inches. Still, it's just like, that's a lot of snow for us, man. I mean, we don't... Buffalo, New York, they might be like, 2 feet, amateurs. But this is not Buffalo, New York. Speaking of Buffalo, is their football team are they going to be able to make a deep run in the playoffs without the running game? I mean, it may have changed since last time I looked, but last time I looked, Josh Allen was the leading rusher for the Buffalo Bills, and well, if you ask different people, you're going to get different answers when it comes to this, but if you ask me, If your leading rusher is your quarterback, you got problems. Okay, whatever. There you go. My cat is just whining at me. He always thinks he wants to eat what I'm eating, but a lot of times he doesn't like it. Alright, well I gotta get something figured out about this game, one way or another. Well, let's see here. I've got... I don't know what that capacity even means. Okay, Bill's gonna go over here, right? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. No, I need to go over to the left more. Or wait, is this... Hmm. Well, there's that cave I've never been to. So I'll have to go there. I don't know if there's anywhere else. That looks like a potential chocobo stable. Right there, maybe. Or what do they call them? Chocobo forest? Alright, there's another cave I can go to that I haven't been to. Okay, so that's two places. Looks like they're getting kind of sloppy with these paths of the water here a little bit. Trying to figure out how to make the map. Well, there's a town, so I think that's kind of... Whoa, what is this? Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. No! Ouch. Well, that's not any good. I don't think I want to do that. Okay, that's fantastic. You blow my shit up and then you don't let me enter the castle. How do I get you guys to stop fighting? I don't know about this. I think I'd rather go back to that other town with the other save. Oh, what is this? Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, the king. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna call it a night here. I kind of want to go walk through here and see what I can find for spells. I don't think I'm gonna save it though. Oh, that's fun. That's fantastic. Doesn't sound like very kingly behavior to me. Midgebread and Otterhead. I guess if you're gonna play like a no spells game, no mage, this is a really good game. I'm really impressed with this game. Especially when you take into consideration um, it's a NES game. Yeah. Okay, the weapon shop is open. Okay. So for dragoons, we can make a dragoon weapon. Huh? But what kind of armor can we give our dragoon right now? Nothing. Yeah. Well, apparently whatever you have to do, it has to be done inside of this area. Maybe you have to stay at the inn and they will rob you. I was waiting for that to happen. That was the thing that they were putting in games. Oh, I'm not sure what year. Right around this time, probably though. This is 1990, I think, this game.
Like, I didn't know all that stuff about Jackie Gleason.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
Like, you know, and, that was good stuff.
Horrible.
Yeah, and, you know, that he was sort of carried by, you know, by these celebrities. But the weird thing was, he had no idea who I was, what my show was. I don't know who the hell set it up, and that happens sometimes, you know.
But isn't it their job to do that?
Well, I think he was pitching something. He was trying to get some traction with his show.
Right.
So, like, you know, and that's how the opportunity came to me. But then he had me on his show, and he was sort of apologetic. He's like, I didn't know.
Well, he probably didn't know how to podcast.
Yeah, like he just was like, yeah, I had no idea. And then we had a good interview. It's very weird.
He doesn't, he says he doesn't research at all.
Someone does.
Well, one time I remember he asked Jerry Seinfeld how it felt being canceled. Jerry Seinfeld got mad.
Someone throws some questions in front of him. Like, I didn't know all that.
Need to take a second to appreciate what Brock Purdy did on Sunday, because oh my god, this throw was disgusting. It's 3rd and 10 in the middle of a 2-minute drill, and the Niners are trying to drive for a lead. Miami is crowding the line of scrimmage and threatening that same blitz zero look that everyone knows and loves by now, and Purdy recognizes it, and he knows that against a 5-man protection scheme, the Dolphins are going to threaten with 6 rushers so that it's impossible to block everyone. And no matter what way he slides that line, there's going to be an edge rusher coming free the other way. That's just how this blitz is designed. So again, he knows this, and he knows he's going to take a hit, probably no matter what. And what does he do about it? Well, he confirms after the snap that the defense is dropping out in the direction of the slide, then comes back with a free runner in his face and drops a dime over the outstretched hand of the zone dropper to find Kittle in the void for a huge first down. This throw totally changed the game, and Purdy has balls of steel for even trying it. We need to take a second to appreciate what Brock...
And look at her website. You know what? It's no different than this. She's telling us how to fight ISIS. Just go to her website. She tells you how to fight ISIS on her website. I don't think General Douglas MacArthur would like that too much.
The next segment, we're continuing
Well,
the subject
at least I have a plan to fight ISIS.
No, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do.
No, we're not.
See, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do. No wonder you've been fighting. No wonder you've been fighting ISIS your entire adult life. She's made bad judgments on Libya, on Syria, on Iraq. I mean, her and Obama, whether you like it or not, the way they got out of Iraq, the vacuum they've left, that's why ISIS formed in the first place. They started from that little area, and now they're in 32 different nations, Hillary. Congratulations. Great job.
The woman belongs in prison. Man, watching these old clips, Trump just wipes the floor with Hillary Clinton. It's not even a fair fight.
It's true. He did dominate that bitch, dude. So bad.
Let's do it this way. I'm gonna get the other E-Tank. I'm gonna get it via the bottom route, just in case. I also need to check if there's an item to the right there in Wasteland.
Well, that's it. I'm done. Well, wait. What did he say about I gotta. I want to check that other town before I come here. Hey, found elixir on a tree. Oh man, I've not been checking trees. I didn't think trees had anything. Well, that was stupid of me. He said something about the water, but I think he said the sea. I don't know, man. Watch, I'll stay at the inn and I get robbed, and that is the thing. Just watch. I figured that would happen in at least one town. That was a mechanic they started using back in this era. They at some point abandoned it because people don't like that shit. Well, maybe they didn't abandon it. Maybe it was just something that wasn't put into every JRPG anymore. We'll stay at the end and see what happens. Nope, that's not it. Well, that's fine. I gotta turn this off. Have a nice night.